Hiya and welcome back to Little Reads. I'm going to be reading the next chapter of the Magic Faraway tree. It's got a lovely dust sheet on it right now. I'm going to take that off because it's going to get in the way of my book reading today. So I'm going to get rid of that there. And so this is the Magic Faraway tree. If you've been watching the channel so far, you know that we have read quite a few chapters so far, and so I'm going to be reading the next chapter today, which is the land of do as you please. That's what I'm going to read, and last time read Up the Tree Again. If you want to find out what happened with the story so far, please do watch my previous videos and it will catch you all up to where we are right now. This is a story time. Okay, so let's get started on the right page. Okay, here we go. Okay, the land of do as you please. Okay. Joe jumped onto the engine of the train. A bright fire was burning there. It was a steam engine. He looked at all the shining handles and wheels. How shall I know which is which? He asked the driver. Well, said the driver, pointing to the different knobs and handles. That's the steering wheel, and that's to make the whistle go, and that's to slow down. Oh, no, that's not slow down. And that's to go slow. That's to go fast. You can't make a mistake. Don't forget to stop at the stations, will you? And oh, look out for the road marking gates in case they are shut. It would be dangerous not to take care there. Joe felt tremendously excited. Rick looked up longingly. Joe, could I come too? He begged. Please let me, just to watch you. All right, said Joe. So Rick hopped up onto the engine. Beth, Fanny, Moonface, and Silky got into the carriage behind. The Grand ran along, waving a flag and blowing his whistle. Signals down, yelled Rick. Go on, Joe, start her up. Joe twisted the wheel, and again, and the engine began to cough, 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 cruff, 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 I think that is, and moved out of the station. Joe's really driving the train, cried Beth. Oh, isn't he clever? He started wanting. He always wanted to be a train. What? He's always wanted to drive an engine. The engine began to go very fast, too fast. Joe pulled the go slow handle, and then he went slowly. He was so excited he was so interested in what he was doing that he didn't notice they were coming to a station. He shot right through it. Joe, cried Rick. We've gone through the station. Gosh, the passengers waiting there no. Gosh, the passengers waiting there look cross. Oh, no. Gosh, the passengers waiting there did look cross. Oh, and oh, look, a lot of them in our train wanted to get out. Sure enough, quite a number of angry people were looking out of the carriage window and yelling to Joe to stop. Joe went red. He pulled the stop handle. The engine stopped. Then Joe pulled back. Then Joe pulled the backwards handle and the train moved slowly backwards to the station. It stopped there and Joe and Rick had the pleasure of seeing the passengers get out and in. The guard came rushing up. "You passed the station. You passed the station," he cried. "Don't you dare pass any... Don't you dare to pass my station again without stopping." "Right, all right," said Joe. Now then, off we go again." And off they went. "Keep a lookout for stations, signals, tunnels, and road markings, Rick," said Joe. So Rick stuck his head out and watched. "Road crossings," he cried. "The gates are shut. Slow down, Joe. Slow down." But luckily, Joe pulled the go fast button instead of the slow down. But unluckily, Joe pulled the go fast handle instead of the go slow, and the train shot forward quickly. Just as the engine reached the gates, Joe pulled on the brakes. A little man rushed out of the cabin nearby, just as the train came to a halt. "Bad driver," he shouted. "You might have caused an accident." "That was a narrow escape," said Joe. "When the road crossing gates are open." Joe started off again. "What's coming now, Rick?" Joe asked. "A tunnel," said Joe. "Whistle as you go through in case someone is working in there." So Joe made the engine whistle loudly. It was fun. Race through the dark tunnels and come to a near station. "Stop! Station! Joe!" cried Rick. And he stopped. And he stopped. Went to the train again. Whistled in loudly, brushing past signals that were down. Then something happened. The go slow and the stop handle didn't work. The train raced on and on past stations, big and small, through tunnels, past signals that were up, and behaved just as if it had gone mad. "Hey," said Rick in alarm. "What's gone wrong, Joe?" Joe didn't know. For miles and miles the train tore on, and all the passengers became alarmed. And then as the train blew through a station, it began a loud signal. It gave a loud signal. Ran slowly and then stopped. It stopped all by itself. And it was the very same station it had started from. The driver of the train was there waiting. "So, you're back again," he said. "You're you've been quick." "Well, the engine didn't behave itself very well," said Joe, stepping down thankfully. "It just ran away the part of the journey. It wouldn't stop anywhere." "Oh, it's naughty sometimes. Come along and drive it again with me." "Oh, no. No, thank you," said Joe. "I think I've had enough. It was fun, though." "It's naughty sometimes. Come along and drive it again with me." "No, thank you," said Joe. "I've had enough. It was fun, though." Beth, Fanny, Moonface, and Suki got out of the carriage. They had been rather frightened the last part of the journey, but they thought Joe was very clever to drive the train by himself. They all left the station. "What shall we do now?" said Moonface. "I want to ride an elephant," said Fanny at once. There ain't any," said Beth. But no sooner had she spoken than the children saw 6 big grey elephants walking solemnly up to them, swaying a little from side to side. Swaying a little from side to side. "Oh, look, look," yelled Fanny, filled with excitement. "There are my elephants, 6 of them. Can we all have a ride?" Each elephant had a rope ladder going up its left side, leading to a little seat which was fixed around the elephant's back. The children, Moonface and Suki, each climbed up the rope ladder and sat on a comfortable seat on the elephant's back. Then the big creature set off, swaying through the crowds. It was lovely. Fanny did enjoy herself. She cried to the others, "Wasn't this a good idea of mine? Anybody? Ain't we up high? And isn't it fun?" "It's fun," said Moonface, who had never even seen an elephant before. "And it would certainly never have thought of riding one if he had. Oh goodness. My rope has slipped off my elephant. How shall I ever now I shall never be able to get down. I have to ride on an elephant all my life." Everybody laughed. But Moonface was really alarmed. When the children had had enough of riding, they all climbed down the rope ladder. Poor Moonface sat up on his elephant looking very worried. "I tell you, I can't get down," he kept saying. "I'm up here for good." The elephant stood patiently for a little while. Then it swung its enormous trunk around. It wound it gently round Moonface's waist and lifted him down to the ground. Moonface was so surprised that he couldn't speak. At last he At last he found his tongue. When the elephant lifted, what did the elephant lift me down with? He asked. His nose. No, his trunk, said Joe, laughing. Didn't you know that elephants had trunks, Moonface? No, said Moonface, puzzled. I'm glad he didn't pack me as a baggage. Pack me away as baggage. The children laughed. They watched the big elephant walking off. What shall we do now? Said John. Rick, what do you want to do? Well, I know I can't do it, but I would love to wade in with C, said Rick. Oh, that would be nice, said Fanny, who loved wading. Wading too. Wading? I don't know what that is. Wading, wade in too. But there isn't any sea there. Just as she said that, she noticed a signpost nearby. It pointed away from them and said in big letters, "To the sea." Wow, look at that, said Fanny. Come on, everyone. Come on, everyone. Off they all went, running the way the signpost pointed. And after going round two corners, there were enough there. Sure enough, was the blue sea, lying bright and calm in the warm sunshine, shining golden sand stretched to the little waves. Oh, good, cried Rick, taking off his shoes and socks at once. Come on, everyone. Soon everyone was wading in the sea. Moonface and Silky had never waded before. Wade? That's not wade. What is that? That is wade before. I'm not sure what that is. But they loved it as much as the children did. Rick went out so far that he got his clothes soaking wet. Oh, Rick, you're wet, said Beth. Come back. This is the land of do as you please, isn't it? Shouted Rick, jumping about in the water and getting wetter. Well, I'll get as wet as I like then. Let's make a huge sandcastle, said Moonface. Then we can all sit at the top when the sea comes up. We can't, said Silky, suddenly looking disappointed.